What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be taking a detailed look at the Fast Hands perk in Black Ops 3. I'm going to share exactly what it does, as well as clear up a few common misconceptions with the Fast Hands perk. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so the description for the Fast Hands perk is swap weapons faster and aim faster after sprinting. Now it seems pretty straightforward, but one of those statements is actually incorrect. It does not allow you to aim faster after sprinting. What it does do is it allows you to shoot faster after sprinting. So I did a bunch of side-by-side tests with and without Fast Hands. I'll show them here on screen. I did it with an SMG as well as an LMG just to give you different results on like two ends of the spectrum there. I didn't test every single weapon class, but it is going to vary per weapon class. As you can see with the VMP here, I hit the aim down sight button while I was sprinting to automatically bring me out of sprint and aim down sight. And regardless of whether or not I was running Fast Hands, it took 0.2 seconds from the moment that I hit that button to the moment that I was fully aimed down sight. As for the Dingo, I did the exact same test, and it took 1/3 of a second regardless of whether or not I had the Fast Hands perk equipped. So this very clearly shows you that it doesn't actually allow you to aim down sight faster after sprinting or get aimed faster after sprinting. And I did test this multiple times, by the way, because I was a little concerned because it wasn't really matching up with the description of the perk. So I did test multiple times and I got the same results every single time for this. So Fast Hands does not allow you to get aimed faster after sprinting. What it does do is it allows you to fire faster after sprinting. So let's look at those tests that I did for when I was firing. So with this test, it was the same thing. I would sprint, and then to bring me out of sprint automatically, I would just hit the fire button, and I calculated the time from when I hit that button initially to when the first bullet actually left the magazine. With the VMP, without Fast Hands, it took exactly 0.2 seconds to fire the first shot. With Fast Hands, on the other hand, it took 0.1 seconds, so it actually cut the time in half for you to be able to fire your first shot coming out of sprint. As for the Dingo, without Fast Hands, it took 0.3 seconds to fire the first shot, and then with Fast Hands, it took 0.15 seconds to fire the first shot. So as you can see, Fast Hands cut the time in half for me to be able to fire my first shot with both the VMP as well as the Dingo. Now I didn't test every single weapon in the game, I simply don't have time in the day to do that, but it wouldn't be a stretch to assume that it does this for every single gun in the game. Next up, I wanted to have a look at how fast you could actually swap weapons with and without Fast Hands. I wanted to keep this practical to like an in-game situation, so I wanted to use a launcher first off with the SMG. And as you can see, it takes just over a second without Fast Hands, and then it takes 767 milliseconds with Fast Hands. Next, I did the LMG swapping to a launcher, and as you can see, it took 1.2 seconds without Fast Hands, and it took about 0.88 seconds with Fast Hands. So in both of those scenarios, we saw a reduction in the amount of time it takes to swap to your launcher by about 35 to 40%, give or take a little bit. Now, it's not always launchers we're going to be switching to, so I also tested a sniper rifle switching to a pistol, since this is a very common thing for snipers to do. They want to run that Fast Hands, so if they get snuck up on, they can swap to their pistol quickly. And as you can see here, it took 0.567 seconds without Fast Hands and 0.384 seconds with Fast Hands. That's almost a 50% reduction in the amount of time it takes to whip out the pistol, so I highly recommend running Fast Hands if you are using a sniper rifle and plan on switching to your pistol often. So one last thing that Fast Hands does for you that it doesn't really say in the description is it allows you to throw your lethals and your tacticals faster. So I did a test once again with the VMP as well as the Dingo, and with the VMP you can actually throw concussions about 100 milliseconds faster. As for the Dingo, you can throw your stuns about 130 milliseconds faster. So overall, Fast Hands seems to allow you to throw your stuns and your frags and all of your equipment about 10% faster, which isn't a significant reduction, but in Call of Duty, it's actually surprising how much 100 milliseconds makes a difference. So there you have it. Those are all the benefits of Fast Hands that I was able to find. I wanted to clear up a couple misconceptions that a lot of people have with Fast Hands. First off, it does not allow you to aim down sight any faster. Only Quick Draw can do that for you. A lot of people, for some reason, seem to think that Fast Hands means you can aim down sight faster, and this is simply not the case. Also, there are some people out there that seem to think Fast Hands will allow you to reload your gun faster. This is also not true. It doesn't affect your reload time at all. So that's everything I wanted to cover today for the Fast Hands perk. I find it's a very useful perk, but if you're somebody that rushes around and you aim down sight into every gunfight, like you are always aiming down sight before firing your gun because you want to make sure your first shot counts, Fast Hands really doesn't do anything for you. It does allow you to fire faster, but it'll only be the hip fire that will count there because you actually don't get aim down sight any faster. So you'll have to hip fire into aiming down sight if you want to gain any advantage from the Fast Hands perk in that scenario. Fast Hands does, however, really help if you're whipping out your launchers to take out UAVs, or if you're a sniper and need to pull out a pistol or a secondary really quickly to challenge an enemy that sneaks up on you. And it also gives you that little bit of a speed boost while throwing your nades and your concussions. If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.